Good morning, YouTube. All right, I had to go to Cars and Coffee and participate in the Corvette invasion today. My celebrity gets invited to certain extravagant events. They got the valve covers on. It's starting to look like a real motor, and there's a little bit of a gotcha that I want to show you that's pretty awesome, but otherwise, it's been pretty simple.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
The gaskets for the valve covers have been known to get kind of cut or pinched or whatever right where the cams are. So those edges right there, see right there's where the cam covers are, and then that's like a sharp edge. So those have been known to kind of pinch and cut the gasket, right?
Actually, literally the O-ring that goes around
yeah,
the cam
the
seal
O-ring.
housing. As you torque down the cam cover
Squishes
and
it.
the O-ring, gets compressed between the head and the cam cover, it'll pooch out the sides a little bit and gets clamped into that
So just file
cam
it
cover.
gently.
Very, very gently.
It's definitely rounded out there versus a sharp edge.
Yeah.
Like that side's still a sharp edge.
Yep. It just gives a little bit of room for that O-ring to kind of expand and settle in and kind of relieve and let it set, and hopefully not grab it and pull it down and rip it. Once it's all torqued, hopefully the O-ring will just kind of slide into its natural position instead of staying pinched. Yep, because this is a really common cause of what's considered to be cam seal oil leaks. When you pinch those O-rings, that usually is the first place where oil leaks will come from, around that area.
Well, and I'm assuming when you guys put on the gasket, you have put the RTV on, like just like before, where you tamp it with your thumb and finger, and so it spreads out. Cool.
Before putting the cam cover on, we'll take a little bit of RTV on the end of the screwdriver and dab it into each joint where the O-ring, gasket, and the head and the cover all meet. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cords, just a little dab there.
That makes sense.
It's not a perfect intersection,
Yeah.
between the 4 parts, the O-ring and the gasket. So you just build up a little bit of RTV in there to help fill in any other gaps. I like to dress the O-rings behind the cam bolts gently with a little bit of gray RTV as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
You don't want to soak them in RTV because it's all going to squish inside of the camshaft, which could be bad.
Yeah.
But just like to put a little bit of coating to help it seal between the washer and the camshaft, and hopefully keep oil from wicking its way out. 70 foot-pounds. These are torqued too. The technique I don't like to rely on the strength of the cam belt when torquing that. So we use the old wrench on the camshaft trick, like for the timing.
Okay,
So put it on the lobe, preferably closer.
So you're not torquing the whole cam.
Yeah, exactly, and then torque them all. And
the torque specs on the cam bearings.
Cam bearings, we did about 80 inch-pounds, as well as these guys here, all 80 inch-pounds. About 43 foot-pounds on the tensioner bolts for torque as well.
Got it? Good.
It didn't respect my authority.
Seriously.
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
Because we're removing the catalytic converters, we don't need the air injection system. To get that off, we're having to use like a crow's foot. It's kind of it's a tricky angle.
It's almost easier to pull the exhaust manifold
I
off.
was about to
and
say,
then
almost
off.
pull the
The only
exhaust
problem
manifold,
is
then
I
we
don't
to
have any
buy
more
exhaust
gaskets for it.
Yeah. Apparently the new spark plugs do not come with the little end cap.
Did not.
Did not. These ones did not. So apparently these NGK DR8EIX part number 6681 don't have a cap. Oh yeah, look at that. No cap. It's just got the threads. That's really weird.
Could be because it's such a modern plug. Most of your modern cars with coil-on plug don't use the caps. You just clip them straight on.
Huh.
Deep breaths.
Gotta find the angle of the dangle here.
Oh, now he's getting it.
So we got the first one off.
Yeah.
I loosened up the first one yesterday. I got the other one off. That was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So for about 10 minutes, Tim's been over here trying to get the second one
It
off.
was actually worse than that.
That was the much calmer reenactment.
So I got the first one cracked loose.
Well, the problem is it just makes it really difficult. There.
The angle.
Good. You're the man, Josh. I hate you sometimes, but you're the man.
14 seconds. I spent more time describing what a disaster Tim looked like than I did just taking that part off.
Tim, all the commenters were like, "That's not an 80-hour job."
No, it's a 140-hour job.
With me it is.
DIY is oh boy. Finesse is sometimes important. And so strategically positioning the right things at the right angles.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much torque you lose when you're trying to tighten and loosen things by having the
Weird
tool
angles.
and the ratchet at, an angle off from that 90 degrees.
Yeah.
You definitely exponentially lose.
Yep,
Forced me to swear.
a little bit. That's just a requirement of working on a car. Someone complained about you guys swear too much. I don't like the quacks. I was like, okay, f- you.
Did they really?
Yeah, someone complained about that. Oh, there she be. So much cleaner looking. The motor looks like a real motor again. Canby part is the intake gasket, part number 138029. Is that both?
Yes.
Okay.
They're sandwiched in there?
Okay, they're both in there. Okay, cool.
Phase sensor oil seal. You can see it snuggled up inside there.
Where does that go?
This goes on the phase sensor on the back of the camshaft.
Oh, okay, yeah, where the little spinny thing is.
Yep.
What part number is that?
And that right there.
149917. So let me show you. That is back here. There. It'll cover these guys. Very cool. Oh, so apparently we don't want RTV on the intake gaskets because, quote, there is no fluids. Which makes sense.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and I always concern a little bit about having RTV around fuel. Like, I don't usually RTV fuel stuff
makes
because of the corrosive properties of it, so I worry about it just eating the silicone off and pulling it through the motor anyway.
People are gonna laugh at me. They're gonna be like, "Who is this fucking moron?"
You know how many motors I've seen in my life that have been worked on by professional shops that still have silicone on the intake gaskets? Plenty.
Hopefully so. I feel less idiotic now.
Yeah.
Not much.
People do it all the time. Well, they make a blanket assumption that silicone seals, so seal everything with silicone.
Yeah.
Did you make sure that the bottom flanges are all clean? That's pretty clean.
Is it?
Nope.
Oh, pee out in
It peed gasoline on
Hold
me.
on.
He just wants to see how strong you really are before you pass
Josh
out.
wants to know how long I can last.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Can you grab this fuel thing up front? It's catching on the hose. Right. Yeah. Out. Yeah.
Whoa, fuel line still got fuel.
Yeah.
Now, before you start bolting it down,
Flop these
figure out all
hoses.
your wiring and shit.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely not tight. Yep. Got to tighten stuff up. Wiring harness situated with the bracket correctly.
Yeah, there's a little tab there that keeps it keyed into the bracket.
Ah, yeah. Okay, I see it on the top. Lots of wires in there. Lots of sensors. Ground wires that connect here, which we're gonna have to scrape paint off to get those to have a clean connection. Same thing on that side. Kind of get the rat's nest in order.
Those wires through.
Okay. Yep. Where's it go? Which one?
The center or the second one in.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. So how many foot-pounds are we torquing these to?
18.
Okay.
I did not bother looking this up in the manual. They're 8x125 thread bolts, so
Yeah.
18 foot-pounds is a pretty.
Pretty safe assumption, especially with a gasket.
Exactly.
Alright, got more parts. What are they? It's the phase sensor plate gasket, 150076. Oh, so there's two seals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one you already put in.
Yep. That goes around the end of the camshaft. Like installing cam seals, but at least the cam seals we slide from the back on, right? Because the seals, the radial seals, are kind of directional, right? You've got the front face, and then they come hollow in the back, right? So that they're kind of directional installation-wise. These are a lot more difficult because we actually have to install them from the back onto the camshaft, right?
Yeah.
Because the way the seal works is the flat face is external and the concave is your internal, right? So the idea is pressure comes in and pushes the fingers in to keep it sealed. If you pressurize from this side, the fingers can roll outward and allow fluid through. You have to be really careful installing these. And I can tell you right now that the last guys weren't really careful because
Those chunks.
Yeah, there was,
a chunk. See this one chunk right there?
Oh yeah.
So
There was a-
because you have to install the seal backwards, it's really easy to catch the lip on what you're installing it onto
Yep.
and either munch it completely, crumple it, or sometimes there probably used to be a spring
there was.
inside here that keep tension on it. The other thing is you'll pop the spring off and then there's no tension on this, which will also allow
Not to
oil to
fold,
bypass.
yeah.
So the problem Tim is having right now with this installation, remember when I asked if he was being very careful and paying attention to the oil seal? He wasn't. See that, how it's rolling the lip out?
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
like the other one. While you're feeding it on there, you take a tool and you manipulate the lip while you're
Yeah.
sliding it over.
Like a tiny pick or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't bring him in, but I have plastic. I have a metal spoons, like teeny tiny little spoons for doing lip seals, and then I've got a set of plastic tools as well. We're gonna pop that off. We're gonna do a quick visual on the seal. See that? So
The spring started.
yeah, so you didn't cut the seal yet, but you did pop the
The spring.
spring off. Now, what will happen is as soon as you start running the motor, it will rip the seal. So fortunately it's not ripped yet, but if you hadn't caught that, as soon as the engine started spinning, see this? This is gonna,
it's gonna tear the hell out of it.
instead of the seals riding back here where it's supposed to be, it's flapping out here and it's gonna catch it and cut the seal off, and then you end up with a big oil leak out your
Yep.
out your guy here. So the other mistake is there's one small hole and two large holes. So there's a locating dowel here
Yeah, and
and a
there.
locating dowel there. So you got to figure out, and if you where they come in and look, you can see where they machined a recess down here.
Yeah.
So your two
That
dowels,
goes down.
yeah, this has to go down like so. Notice how I've been wiggling this thing around?
You're kind of moving it like a concentric
Uh-huh.
wheel. Yeah.
Yep, so you compress it and then that gives you a little room on one side and you just keep working it around and
Okay.
wiggling it on. So I didn't have to use a tool on that one. That one went in pretty good. There, see that? Now
Yeah,
you're nice
see,
and
nice,
snug.
yeah.
You can hear it.
Yep.
Learning stuff. File down the powder coating because that won't conduct very well, but that will. So I'm using a little file, filing it down. And we gotta attach those two ground wires. File all day long. Tim, your cleanup work looks so magnificent.
It's a lot better than some of his assembly work. If I can't make any fun of you, then this is no f***ing fun for me.
True.
It's just work.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Then you were getting paid in spades.
Yeah. New gaskets for the exhaust manifold. We got the new, well, it's the same exhaust manifold. We had to pull it off, obviously, when we pulled the cylinder head off. All right, gotta knock off the old donut. Ta-da!
Wow, that was anticlimactic.
I hate when they have the individual gaskets like that instead of one big gasket. It's so much more annoying because they don't stay in place. All right, let's see if they fall now. Ah, it's a little bit easier to put on exhaust manifolds when you don't have the engine in the car, huh, Tim? Oh yeah, we're starting to button stuff up and make it look like a real engine. All right, so we're gapping the little runner
You wanna
by,
hold it?
yeah, I'm holding it. Ooh, shit. By 40 thousandths of an inch.
1 millimeter.
Come on.
We
There you
good?
go. Yep, go for it. Lock
Cool.
it down.
It's done.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, moving.
You want to put it in there one more time, just like. Cool.
Good.
Yep. All
Oh.
right. Say goodbye to the belt for 5 years. Have a happy life, belt.
Bye, belt. Bye forever.
Bye.
Now it's looking like a motor. Engine. Damn.
Words are hard.
Words. Roads.
Roots? I can't say that word.
Roads.
Ooh, finishing up the final touches of the front cover. Alright, YouTube, that kind of does it for today. As always, as you know, with this 348 stuff, this video is sponsored by Ricambia America, so go visit ricambiaamerica.com. Use the code NGS10, get 10% off your order, because they're hooking you guys up, because Ricambia America is awesome. Yes, you could do an actual 348 rebuild, pretty much, with parts from Ricambia America, because, yeah, they're awesome. We got Ricambia boxes littering this place all over. Very, very soon, we're going to shove the sucker back into 348 and have ourselves an incredible sounding, glorious, more horsepower than stock 348. Let us know. What do you think? What are going to be the horsepower numbers? Because we're going to dyno this sucker. Oh, yeah. That's right. We're going to dyno it. So tell us what you think. What are we going to get at the wheels? We'll see you guys.
Whoever gets the closest gets one of my bent valves.
Here you go. You win a bent valve. Woo! All right, guys. We're going to be doing a lot of car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.